applied, so what they do, we couldn't like apply for the grant. So she wants to check and see the building first.
Yeah.
Said she just got it, somewhere else in order, she didn't. I guess she got 350,000 right now. But I said, wait, not to her, because most of these grants are 50/50. Or 80.
Yeah, 85
Are we on? Yeah, I'm trying to get the video. I think that's hard. We're good.
26,
Good. Call the meeting to order at 6:01, I believe it is. We acknowledge that the town of Winnipeg Beach is located on First Nations Treaty 1 territory, the traditional territory and ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Oji-Cree, Dakota, and Dene people and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties made on these territories. We dedicate ourselves to move forward with Indigenous communities in spirit of reconciliation and collaboration to make Manitoba an inclusive and accessible place for everyone who lives here. Before we move forward with the meeting, I'd like to remind everybody in the gallery to refrain from conversations or other behaviors which may disrupt the council proceedings. Thank you. Excuse me. Agenda item number 4, approval of agenda. Be resolved that the agenda for September 24th, 2025 regular meeting of the council be approved as presented. Mover, please. Larry, seconder Doug. All in favor? Carried. Okay, we have a delegation at 6 p.m. Evergreen Basic Needs, please come forward. Thank you. Welcome again.
Thank you. Thank you. So I just wanted to say thank you to the Mayor and Council for giving us this opportunity to just update you a little bit on what's been going on at Evergreen Basic Needs. It's been a few years since we represented at the Town Council, so we just thought this was a good time because there's been a lot of exciting things happening and we just want to share those things with you.
Should introduce us.
Oh, yes. I'm Karen Bowman. I'm the Executive Director at Evergreen Basic Needs. Sorry.
I should have introduced you.
And this is Larry Moore. He is our board chair.
Yep.
Okay. So, again, thank you for allowing us to come here today. So, as I said, there have been some changes, but food insecurity in our catchment area still remains a high priority, and it's growing as things continue in our world. The town of Winnipeg Beach has the second largest representation in our catchment area, next to the RM of Gimli. In 2019, 382 hampers were distributed in the town of Winnipeg Beach. By 2024, that number had increased to 465 hampers, and that was provided to 55 households consisting of 73 adults and 12 children. Of interest, anecdotally, is in the midst of the pandemic when CERB payments were present, our hamper numbers actually dropped. And so this was a proof almost that a guaranteed income really goes a long way for our clients, because they were then able to go out and purchase food for themselves rather than having to rely on food bank. Once those payments stopped, our numbers started going up again. So in 2024, the total number of hampers in our catchment area, which includes the RM of Gimli, the town of Winnipeg Beach, the village of Donato, and the Fraserwood area of the RM of Armstrong, was 1,735. We project that number for 2025 to be over 2,100, and we're well on pace for that at this point. Since January, we have been delivering up to 6 hampers a month to the Winnipeg Beach area. I don't know if you recall, but last year we did a pilot project for deliveries just to fill in the gaps for folks who can't get to Gimli. So we ran that for a 3-month period. Interestingly, it wasn't overly successful because what we found out from our clients were a lot of them like to come for the social aspect almost. For some it's their only interaction with another person for a week. And also, they weren't able to access the fresh produce necessarily, or it was more us choosing what they wanted. So this way, when they come, they get to choose those things for themselves. So we don't have an official program, but what we have found also is that there are some clients who don't have friends or family or social workers that can bring them. So we have an ad hoc kind of a system now, where if they do need a delivery, we will deliver to them. So regularly, twice a month, we're delivering up to 6 hampers in this area. And then if there's the emergency situation where the car breaks down or their ride falls through, we will take that into consideration as well. We've also extended our food bank days. It used to be Thursday was food bank day. Now delivery day is Wednesday, and we've added Friday mornings as well, just to keep up with the volume that we've seen over the year. Clients are entitled to 2 visits per month, 2 weeks apart. And if they find themselves in need between those days, they can pick up an emergency kit at the store. And that has food in it that will tide them over for 2 to 3 days. Speaking about food purchases, in 2019, we purchased $6,000 worth of food over the course of the year. In 2024, that number was just under 20,000. That reflects both the increase in the food hamper numbers and also the cost of the food that goes into those hampers. And to date, we have spent $14,750 on food, and we project the cost of food to be over $25,000 this year. The average cost of a food hamper is $65. The grant that we received from the town of Winnipeg Beach in 2024 of $10,000 covered roughly 33% of that cost. The 2025 grant of $7,500 will cover 25%. This does not include our Christmas hamper program. We keep that separate from our stats. But speaking of Christmas, we provided 230 hampers within our catchment area. 55 of those came to Winnipeg Beach. The total cost of the hamper program was $41,200, or $180 per hamper. Typically, our Christmas campaign raises enough to cover that cost, and this year was no exception, with $64,000 raised. The nice thing about having that surplus is that will carry us into January through March, when we have to purchase food, when our donations typically drop off in that area as well. So we have that little bit of cushion that will carry us through. But as we all know, in our personal lives, everything has increased. Rent, food, fuel. It's magnified for our clients because they're already living that day to day. So even a slight increase for them in anything is really difficult for them. We've seen a return to the food bank of many clients who haven't needed us for years, but now they can no longer make ends meet, so they've had to return to us. Many clients are working full-time, and they still can't make it work. Another change we've seen in our operation is the definition of a household. It used to be it was family or related members living in a household that was considered a household. Now what we're seeing is 2 or 3 people who are not related or don't know each other from before. They're sharing an apartment or a house. So we've changed our definition, and so now each one of those individual people is entitled to a hamper, rather than one person who doesn't know the fellow next door being in charge of the hamper. So they are each now eligible for a hamper. And the leading cause of this situation is limited affordable housing, and also the lower incomes that are earned in this area, as we don't have a higher industry base. Some new things that are going on in Evergreen Basic Needs. We have changed our hamper, where you got a pre-packed hamper. Just in the last few months, we've changed to a choice model where the clients can come and make their choices. This helps give them more autonomy. This helps self-esteem, self-respect, where they're getting to choose rather than us deciding what it is that they're going to get. We're also expanding our food supply to include cultural, dietary, and religious requirements to reflect our diverse population as we go forward. We are also looking into a program with our local grocery stores to help reclaim food that could possibly still be used for human consumption, but is currently not being done. And we're in very early stages of that, but what we're hoping is that those items will be reclaimed back into the, our food system, and then it would be a giveaway or a choice item for our client rather than a core item from their weekly allotments. So we're also very excited. Just recently we received accreditation to Food Banks Canada with the National Standards of Excellence. This was a 2-year process. It's a very long process, but we were successful. We just received notification in July that we were successful in that. And what this is from our Food Banks Canada, which is our big umbrella organization. We work independently, but we follow all their guidelines, that sort of thing, as well as Harvest Manitoba. But the standards included were our governance and administration, people management, financial and legal, client services and care, public engagement and fundraising, and food operation and food safety. It's worth noting that EBN was doing most of this already, but it wasn't written down or it was not in a consistent fashion. So by going through this process and getting this accreditation, we are now we have a standardized policy and procedures for all of our food banking activities. So what this does is gives our clients a better experience. It gives EBN more efficiency. We learned a lot going through this process, knowing that we already were doing many of the things. It just gave us that, oh, okay, this is why we're doing it, and this is why we'll continue doing it this way. It also gives our volunteers, staff, and board members and the community at large confidence that we're doing the job that they've entrusted us to do. Respun Threads Thrift Store continues to offer opportunities for the community to donate their gently used treasures. The thrift store also allows us to access clothing, household items, and furniture for our clients through our Life Essentials program. That program is offered at no cost to our clients. If they need it, they just let our food bank coordinator know. And if we have it, they'll get it then, but if not, we have a wish list, and we'll, if it comes into the store, they will get that. We provided over close to $1,000 of value in the form of clothing and other household items to the wildfire evacuees that were in our area for May and June. And we recently partnered with the Interlake Women's Resource Center to provide clothing for their clients when that's needed as well. The desire to keep usable items out of the landfill has us working with One Northern Reserve, a northern community, and homeless shelters in the city of Winnipeg. Items that we are not able to sell but still have value are shipped via different connections that we have with different people to those areas and then are distributed. We have 14 employees currently. We have 4 full-time and 10 part-time. We also have a very committed volunteer component of 35 dedicated volunteers who volunteer in every aspect of the organization. Our organization provides an outlet for those who want to give back to their community and also provides meaningful employment opportunities. And just in conclusion, it's our 33rd year of operation. I was just at Harvest Manitoba yesterday, and we are celebrating 40 years of Harvest Manitoba. It's not really something you celebrate, but at the same time, it's good knowing we have a good connection with Harvest Manitoba, Food Banks Canada, and that we are here to serve the needs of the communities. That's all I have to say. So,
Congratulations on your award.
Thank you.
To start with, that was very well prepared and very well read.
I have to have it down or else my numbers get all mixed up.
Yeah, no, that was very good. It's wonderful what you do for the communities.
Thank you.
All of them. You're obviously very well organized.
We try.
Yeah, but you're there. Like it's all good. As far as questions, I can't question you on any of it. As far as I'm concerned, like you're doing great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe you can touch on the space in your center. Do you need more space, or?
Yes. Yes, I like to joke, space is our final frontier. We have none. When EBM was built, the current building that we have, almost 15 years ago now, they thought they would never fill it up. Well, I've been there for 10, and it's been full pretty much the whole time. Space is a challenge, definitely. I think I've maximized every square
much.
foot inside, and I've added, we've added warehouse, storage units outside. We are bound, the RM loans us some ground where we can keep our sheds, but we are bound within our current confines, so the next step is bigger than anything I've been able to manage so far. So there's no formal plans at all, but it is something that is coming, that is going to be needed as populations grow, both for the food bank and for the thrift store, which supports the food bank. So stay tuned.
It's 10,000 square feet, but 10,000 square feet is not adequate at the moment.
Yeah.
We've explored building up, but
That's not,
financially possible.
Yeah.
It's possible, but not financially.
yeah,
And it's only a portion of the building
Yeah.
that would be
yeah. And it
able
would,
to add a second floor to it, so.
and we'd have to close the store for
Yeah.
construction, and that just doesn't make sense, so.
How many sheds have you got maybe?
How many sheds? Well, we used to have a multiple, it was a shed row, but we've consolidated it all into one. It's about 1,200 square feet.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Storage unit outside, and then we have our shed where where the bags go that go further north or go to the city, the items that we can't use.
So definitely a need for them and possibly growing, don't doubt, in the years to come.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, for sure. Especially if things continue on the way they are going right now, we will need more space sooner rather than later. Yeah.
Well, it's good you're looking at that, but it's too bad we need that.
Exactly.
But it
Yeah.
is
It's just one of the realities that we have,
So
and
if you built up, you'd need an elevator then,
yes,
yeah. That's
'Cause-
expensive.
yeah.
Just thinking on that, that's all. No.
Yeah.
No, I
Anybody
think
else?
you guys do excellent.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. Well, thanks very much for your time.
Just for your information, yes.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Larry's gonna keep talking.
Well, no, I don't wanna say much, other than we appreciate any donation we get from the town of Winnipeg Beach. So if you wanted to consider giving us more, that would be terrific. Just saying.
Just saying. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
We're not staying. Well, I'm not. Are you staying, Karen?
I'm gonna stay for a bit.
Okay. Then, see you, maybe I'm fine.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Agenda item 6, confirmation of minutes. Be it hereby resolved that the minutes of the September 10th, 2025 regular meeting be approved. This is September 18th, 2025 committee of the whole minutes as circulated. Mover, please. Doug? Seconder? Here. All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 7.1, accounts payable approval. Be it hereby resolved that council approves the accounts payable listing being check number 24983 to 25045, inclusive of checks, electronic payments, and payroll issued in an amount of $97,679.28 as circulated. Mover, please. Seconder? Barry? Any questions? Questions? Yep.
Yeah, check number 25030, fire and safety equipment, siren package and everything. Is this the last step for this unit to be outfitted with? Or is there more that we have to add to that unit?
I would have to confirm with the fire department on that. I know the project is still underway. I haven't been advised that it's been completed at this point. But I can get back to council on
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Anybody else?
No.
We're good? All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 10.1, Town of Winnipeg Beach EV charger rate adjustment. Whereas the Town of Winnipeg Beach currently offers public electric vehicle charging at the rate of $2 per hour, and whereas the operational and maintenance costs associated with the EV charging infrastructure have increased, along with the need to better manage charger availability, encourage efficient usage, and whereas the current rate structure does not adequately reflect the true value of the service being provided, nor does it align with the regional trends in EV charging pricing. Therefore be resolved, the Council for the Town of Winnipeg Beach hereby approves an increase the EV charging rate from $2 per hour to $10 per hour effective September 24th, 2025. Mover, please. Claire, seconder. No? Any discussion? Good. All in favor? Carries. Ten point two, Legion Christmas donation request. Be resolved that the Council of the Town of Winnipeg Beach authorizes a donation in the amount of to the Winnipeg Beach Legion. Hoover, please. Doug? Seconder? Barry? Discussion.
Council, I will note, that we do have some pending donations still, to be paid out this year. So currently we have $1,000 left in that line for any future donation requests to December 31st.
Tell the year end.
I think it's a donation for their silent auction too, correct? So do we have anything like even the points on the cards or any,
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
utilize.
like we don't need a monetary amount. You know what I mean? So, yeah, cause it is a silent auction.
Oh, that's what it is? Because it
Yeah,
doesn't say in here.
Well, in the letter it says, yeah, for the ladies auxiliary and their tea, Christmas tea and bake. So I'm assuming that it's a silent auction, more than likely.
I meant on the resolution, so I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah,
But
no, that's fine. So, yeah, cause I think we should probably have some swag or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's on order.
We have, okay.
Yeah, so we don't have any, in stock
What
at
about
this
points
point.
on cards?
We could utilize that versus.
Yeah, like I put it, there was a similar donation that I saw come in and it was like, it was a gift card for co-op, which can be used for, you know, I think it was like $50, let's say, you know, something similar. You can use it for gas or groceries, and that's, they're just looking for small items.
Yeah, and typically what we've done administratively in the past is if it's a silent auction donation, we try to get gift cards of local businesses that
Yeah.
could be utilized as that silent auction gift.
Yeah, but I mean, coming out of the delegation we just had, if we went to co-op and got a, you know, a $30 gift card, put it in there, they could use it for groceries or whatever.
Yeah.
Rather than give them somebody else free coffee or something.
Don't we usually, as a rule, go about $250 for these things? Like,
But I'm not putting a dollar amount, I just say, I don't think it needs to be extravagant, because it is a Christmas tea and bake set thing. So,
well, how's everybody else feel?
I think usually for donations for that, the people are just giving one prize, whatever, monetary $50, $75.
Yeah, I'd back
If
up
everybody's
50.
good,
Yeah.
I'd back up $50 gift card from co-op or something like that, and Bob's your uncle.
Okay, so $50 donation via silent auction.
Sure.
You're gonna be difficult. Whatever.
oops. $5,000.
I'm having a silent auction too.
All in favor for a $50 donation to the Legion? Carried. .3 Winnipeg Beach Food Connection silent auction donation. Be resolved that the Council for the Town of Winnipeg Beach authorize a silent auction donation in an amount of to the Winnipeg Beach Food Connection. Mover, please. Barry, secondary. Thinking the same month?
Yep.
Yeah. Might as well.
It's fair.
Yeah, cause I think we're probably gonna get some more anyways, we're coming up to that time of the year.
Yep, sure. So all in favor for $50? Carried. Agenda item 10.4, tendering, procurement, and disposal policy 2025-09. Be it hereby resolved that the council approve policy 2025-09 being the tendering, procurement, and disposal policy for the town of Waunapik Beach. Mover, please. Larry. Doug? Discussion.
Yeah, I think we had a long discussion the other day
Yeah.
at 5.5 hour meeting, and we came to a conclusion, and everything that's written down there is what we agree.
Perfect.
I'm in favor.
Yeah. All in favor? Sorry, I got a croak right there. Thanks for putting that out there. Carry. Excuse me, I got a drink of water. I'm gonna dry.
I just need to make a quick adjustment.
Okay. That was very small. Excuse me. Agenda item 10.5, sewer charge reversal request. Be resolved, the council denies the request from utility account 6030709-616 Spruce Avenue for a refund of sewer charges from 2021 to 2023. And be it further resolved, the administration is directed to maintain the account records as previously closed. Mover, please. Larry, seconder, Myron. Any discussion on this one? We're all good? All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 10.6, sewer charges policy. Be it hereby resolved that the council approve policy 2025-10, being the sewer charges policy for the town of Waunapik Beach. Mover, please. Doug. Seconder. There. Discussion. This is what we talked about the other day.
This is a new policy, just very straightforward to assist administration with guiding, the billing requirements for properties connected to the low pressure sewer system. With the separation of billing of low pressure sewer, there's been a lot of inquiries and different issues, and this policy will help provide a consistent message across all decisions made.
Thank you for the explanation. All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 10.7, AMM Fall Convention attendance. Be it hereby resolved the council and CAO or designate be approved to attend AMM convention being held in Winnipeg on November 25th to 7th, 2025. Be it further resolved the council directs administration to prepare a conference attendance policy. Mover, please. Barry. Seconder. Larry. Discussion? All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 10.8, change in council meeting date, November 27th, 2025. Be it hereby resolved the regular meeting of council for November 27th, 2025 be rescheduled for November 19th, 2025 due to conflict with the AMM Fall Convention. Mover, please. Larry. Second. Barry. Discussion? Everybody good? All in favor? That made sense after the last thing we just talked about. Carried. Agenda item 10.9, request for replacement of boardwalk brick. Be it resolved that council acknowledges the request from Les, I don't know how to say this properly, Sitteretti? Sound right? I don't like pronouncing it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Is that
Surretti.
Soretti?
Thank you.
I said that wrong, I'm sorry. To replace the personalized brick purchased in 2019, be it further resolved that council advise the resident that replacement due to poor workmanship of the printed bricks is not covered under the town's current boardwalk brick program, policy 2025-01. And be it further resolved that council offered to facilitate the purchase of a replacement brick using the current engraved methods with all the costs to be borne by the applicant. Mover, please. Seconder? There? Any discussion?
Yeah, I'm fairly disappointed in this one. I think it's quite unfair that the, the quality of the bricks were terrible, that the printing was terrible, you can't read any of them,
Totally agree with you.
I think something should have been done, whether it be, an insurance thing or something. It's just, yeah, it's bad taste.
And the ratepayers have already assumed the cost once, right?
Yeah.
Now they gotta assume it the second time,
Yeah.
or third, I don't know where we're at with some of these. I sure don't think that's quite right. So, we can either call for the question, we can change the resolution, we can, what would everybody like to see?
So just to be clear, this program isn't just open to ratepayers, it's open to anybody,
Oh, right, correct.
anywhere across Canada, US, you name it. And there's approximately 4,000 bricks installed to date, with a large portion of them being the printed format.
How many are the bad ones that were in that one run?
Pretty much most of them.
Wow.
We would be talking 98% of the 4,000.
I have two in there that are almost illegible.
Can we not go after the engraver and the person that sold us the bricks?
That would be a question for legal. The concern would be is that that was the standard that the town of Winnipeg Beach decided to provide at that time.
So we cooked our own goose in that deal. Like if we give them the standards and they print them and made the bricks those standards, they did what we wanted.
Correct.
We don't have
They
any.
delivered the product that we asked for.
Yeah, so you can't really go after them for that.
And we don't know what guarantees they made though, either. Like, the questions could have been asked, are these weather resistant? And they could have lied through their teeth and said, yeah, and maybe they hadn't even tested them, so we don't know.
Would we like to look at this further and just see if there is another direction we can go, especially if there's 4,000 that probably have to be replaced, or 3,000?
These are all replaced ones.
Yeah.
And the
So,
replaced ones where
so-
they're still falling apart.
so
Yeah.
the initial program was the planks,
This is,
which when the boardwalk was destroyed in a storm, the town did replace it with the bricks. I wanna say that was to the tune of $20,000 to $40,000 at that time.
What year is that sort of thing?
2012,
Yeah, it was,
13 years ago?
it was really,
2012, and then those ones were not weather resistant either, and then they were all of them were replaced once. And then the second batch came through, equal, and maybe even worse. So,
4,000 bricks at $120 a pop, you're looking at $480,000 to replace.
so we, yeah,
So we gotta come up with an alternative thing here,
wow.
'cause
I
don't know what it would be, but I think it's something worth researching, or something, like,
I think the only thing to do is go through legal, find out if you can. It might be a statute of limitations on it. You might have had 3 years to say something, but I mean, it's a dozen years now.
yeah, and if they went by the requirements we requested, and they passed,
Well, I mean, we're saying the same, I don't want, they test, we use the transportation for the province, they test paint all the time. And they paint in the spring, and in the winter, it's gone, and then they paint every spring. And I know that's awful to say, but we're in Manitoba, the extreme is 30 below to 30 above.
so if council would like administration to look into this matter further, I would recommend tabling this resolution.
Yeah, I agree.
We can put forward another resolution to do some investigation into that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think some of the old name tags too, the Lions have purchased, so if anybody wants those name tags, the plastic tags, you can see the Lions for that, and they'll hand them over to you.
We should maybe even look into building like, I know it's gonna sound odd, but you know, like they build wall memorials, and if you have the name tags, and you can put that behind plexiglass, and, you know, what I mean, at least you're honoring that, that's the original boardwalk, and some of those go back 50 and 60 years.
Yeah, for sure.
Then if there's gonna be a cost of $500,000, like, I think we better start looking at some alternatives.
Breaks your heart, but,
Well, yeah, it is what it is always,
Yeah.
but we just gotta find the best way to
like,
do this.
and again, there's plenty of people, you know, I have 2 stones out there, you know, and if I wanna replace them, then I have to do it at my cost.
Yep,
Once again, I agree with Councillor Jarvis, a wall would be a great for that, where you can cover it with plastic or a shield or whatever, so it won't weather.
Yeah. And you could.
You know, and you can have several of them.
And you could put text up there saying that this, you
Yeah.
know, like the history of some of how they even got there
Yeah,
with the
sure.
boardwalk.
that makes sense.
I mean, we have a historical tour, walking tour, this would add to it.
Yeah, because you put them on the ground all the time, you got the wind, you got the sand, you got the water coming over, the snow, it's not feasible, it's not feasible.
Probably a lot of it's sandblasted.
Yeah,
Well, that and sleds, they try to keep them off, but those sleds go right through there. On the stones.
Do we wanna rephrase this or just table?
Is council prepared to make a decision on this request? Or would you like to table it for further information?
I would like to personally figure this out so that it works for everybody eventually, because if there's a whole bunch of the room, there's gonna just come in and come in and come in, so let's figure out how to get it done. So, I suggest this council, table, but it's, it's up to everybody.
I agree.
Are we
Table.
tabling until we get at least some sort of, are we going to legal as well?
When a review is done, it would be a full thorough review.
If I remember correctly, the company that was doing it, I think, just stopped.
Yeah, they couldn't guarantee.
Yeah, they stopped making them, I think.
And I think a lot of it has to do with our climate. Like, we have one of the worst climates on the planet.
Yeah, I'm not shooting down the manufacturer, just, it's not working.
It's too bad we didn't have some sort of stone wall or something.
That's what we're talking about,
Yeah.
putting
But not a plastic,
wall.
you know.
Well, no, because the original names are
Yeah,
all,
but
they're all plastic,
we've been
plexiglass.
giving those away. They were at the rec center.
Yeah, the Lions have them.
Yeah, oh, okay. I
The
saw
Lions
people
probably
rifling
brought
through.
theirs, yeah, they got probably,
Ballpark, I mean, what do you think, they have a couple of thousand?
yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I know I retrieved some of my aunts and uncles' plaques from there. Thanks. Have we got any of the newer ones that have been done, engraved a little deeper and everything out there?
Yeah,
yet?
I've seen them.
Yeah. Is there some kind of insurance on them or anything? I know we've talked about this before. Or have they given us any kind of guarantee?
I mean, it meets commercial standards for engraving, which is consistent across the province. I don't wanna put a date to it, cause obviously nature, wear and tear, sand factors into it. But these will last significantly longer than the previous product.
But they're still susceptible to damage later on in the years from.
Well,
I
From the
mean,
weather.
we can't make any guarantees.
Yeah,
no. Remember the province puts a Kubota on there, like if they have a big storm and then there's sand all over the boardwalk, then they go out there with a Kubota with like a front end loader, and they just go right down there. So you can't put that on there with all those engraved bricks and expect them to survive, with a steel bucket on it.
You folks know me, I don't like tabling things, but I think this is a bigger story than what's on this page.
Yeah, we need, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's table it before we get too
Yep,
far going.
yep, we're there. You write the resolution, yeah, you don't need one.
I'll let you finish that motion and call to table.
Okay. So, I'll call for a motion to table it, not continue with this. Sound fair?
Yeah.
In favor?
Yeah, we need movers.
Okay, and then let me just draft up a a resolution. Okay. So I've drafted up a resolution. If you're okay, Mayor Cotton, I'll read that.
Yep, please.
Be it resolved that council direct administration to prepare a report on the boardwalk bricks and the feasibility of engraving the existing bricks. Does that work?
I'm satisfied with that. What's the
Can we check into anything with a wall, a memorial wall or something? 'Cause like I say, I don't wanna go buy more bricks and the same thing's gonna happen over and over in 5-10 years.
There,
I might not be here.
We can't control what happens on top.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but if we got a wall or something where it's behind some kind
They
of
use those-
plexiglass.
They drive those snow bears down there in the winter and everything.
okay. And I've just added, and further be it resolved that administration explore other memorial type projects. Leaves it a bit broader.
Yeah, these are open.
Yeah, but specifically a wall type, that's noted.
Yep.
Okay. You're good, we'll let you request a mover and a
Yeah,
seconder.
gonna move her on this motion. Doug, Larry,
Larry?
Larry,
Okay. Okay.
all, yeah, all, that's right, all in favor? Barry, you had your hand?
Thanks.
Yeah, I figured you did, but I just had to ask. Oh, no,
Yeah,
that one.
I messed up the system.
I'm used to messing it up. Agenda item 13.1, roundtable discussion. Anyone? Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, I was at the Legion this weekend. They had, the market was great. They extended it to 2 days. Also with the show and shine, it was a great turnout, and it's a good thing we canceled Saturday to make it
Okay.
Sunday. Fantastic day. Legion is also still waiting for their grant to come in on their roof. And that's my report on the Legion. The next one is the Gimli Seniors Resource Center. Winnipeg Beach Lake Lodge Congregate Meal Program served 54 meals in May, 1 volunteer with 14 volunteer hours. In June, 16 meals were served by 1 volunteer with 6 volunteer hours. July, 61 meals with 1 volunteer with 8 hours. And in August, 46 meals, 1 volunteer with 7 volunteer hours supplied. These menus are advertised in the lodge, the Winnipeg Beach Legion, and emailed also to individuals. Takeout meals are supplied each week from this location. In June, a new convection oven was purchased for the Winnipeg Beach meal program. If anybody wanting Thanksgiving dinners for this, all scheduled before October the 8th. Also, Winnipeg Beach and Village of Denauder Meals on Wheels are supplied and delivered from the Congregate Meal Program, with 6 participants receiving this service. In May, there were 79 meals delivered, June 97, July 82 meals, and August 74 meals, with a total of 75 volunteer hours supplied. So there is a need, great need for this, like the Evergreen basic needs. If you require wheelchairs, canes, walkers, they have them, speak to them. Services for shoveling your snow, grass cutting, they have them. So don't be afraid to get in touch with the Gimli seniors that run out of the Gimli Hospital. And that's my report on that.
I've been working on, again, Counselor Hole and the clinic. We're having some correspondence with them, and I'm not gonna say it's a done deal, but it's looking favorable, that that'll go forward. Anyone else?
No, just
No,
that
we're all good?
the car show was amazing.
That was a success,
Yeah,
yeah,
did very well.
that was a job well done. I don't know how to express my gratitude. A lot of people volunteered, a
Yep.
lot of people helped, and it sure showed how it worked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like it takes people. Kelsey did great, everybody did great, like it just turned out good. The Tesla was a big hit. There was, I believe, 38 or 40 on the first day, and I never got a report on the second day for how many people wanted to try it out, and everybody was very, very favorable of it, and they'll be out next year with some cars also. That's all I got. We're good? Well, I guess this is, I just did mine. Agenda item 13.2, council committee and board reports approval. Be it resolved that, be it hereby resolved that council approves the council committee and board reports as presented. Mover, please. Good. Seconder, fair. Discussion. We're good? All in favor? Carried. .1, accept correspondence. Be it hereby resolved that the correspondence be accepted as circulated. Mover. Barry. Seconder. Blair. All in favor? Carried. Agenda item 15.1, in camera. Be it hereby resolved the council moves in camera at, is that
6:47.
6:47. Thank you. And to discuss matters that are in the preliminary stages and legal matters, be it hereby, and be it further resolved that any matters discussed while in camera be held confidential until such time as discussed in open council. Mover, please. Doug. Seconder. Fair. All in favor? Thank you.
Or put it in the book rack maybe. Or that, where all the
You know,
other
maybe
things are.
we'll put it up,
Should be on.
Yeah,
I got an idea.
okay.
Thought I heard noise.
Are we good to go?
Yeah.
Well,
Clang.
I need some oil.
I think we are frozen.
Oh, do you need me, or you remember?
Hold on.
I better change that 7:25.
Oh,
What now?
Open the folder. Camera. Double click. Deactivate.
You did that.
Activate. That.
so 1:30 tomorrow.
That should.
Okay.
Is it still doing it?
Hold on.
Lights on.
That's delayed.
Jurassic Beach.
We're good.
Hey, we're-
Alright.
We're good to go?
Yes.
Agenda item 15.2, out of camera, be it hereby resolved, the council moves out of camera at 7:30, thank you. And resumes regular meeting of council. Mover, please. Larry, seconder?
That's you. Larry.
I got you on the first one. Very. All in favor? Carried. Excuse me. Agenda item 16, adjournment. Be it hereby resolved, the council adjourns to September 24th, 2025, regular meeting at 7:31.
Still 7:30 actually.
Oh, was it?
You're really fast.
Ooh, boy, rocket. Mover. Doug? Seconder?